Michigan and Notre Dame squared off on September the 27th, 1997. It was the first time the two rivals had met since 1994. In his third season as head coach, Lloyd Carr had amassed a spotless 9-0 record in September, but he had yet to be tested by Notre Dame. Carr's defense had not allowed a touchdown in either of its first two games, holding Colorado and Baylor to only a field goal in each game. The undefeated Wolverines were favored to blow out Notre Dame first-year head coach Bob Davie and the 1-2 Fighting Irish. Notre Dame's offensive line would help keep the game close, and a series of turnovers in the fourth quarter made for a memorable finish.
The kickoff for Michigan. Waiting for it. It is Driver, Tony Driver, waiting for it, and Driver, a freshman, waits for the ball to go back over his head and beyond the field of play. So here's that offensive front now for Notre Dame. It's relatively sound tackle to tackle, but zone blocking can't account for everything. The receivers, they lack foot speed, and they need some people to step up and make some plays for them. Bobby Brown has, however, caught 21 passes in 3 games. In the backfield, Ron Paulus has been steady, but there is a lack of health and wisdom at tight end and fullback, and that has hurt the running game. From the 20 then, it's first down for the Irish in the white shirts. That's Brown in motion, coming to the bottom of the picture. Paulus turns and hands the ball to Denson, and Autry Denson slashes over the left side and picks up 5 yards. The Michigan defensive front needs to penetrate today. They must apply pressure. They must open the door for the linebackers, that whole front 7. And a lot of confidence comes for the linebackers from their Colorado ball game. Eric Mays can be a wrecking ball. The defensive backs, perhaps the best secondary in the country. And Notre Dame figures to play away from Charles Woodson today. Second down and 5 for the Irish.
Unbalanced line, Keith.
Unbalanced to the top of the picture. Handed inside to Denson. Denson is taken down this time, and the man that got him was Josh Williams. Took his feet right out from under him with help from Rob Rennis.
Here's a look. Notre Dame offense, only 13 points per game. That's 105th in the nation. Michigan defensively leads the nation. They've only given up 2 field goals, 1 in each game.
Ball is on the 26-yard line. It is third down and 4 for Notre Dame. Wallace with a long count. And a whistle, and he counted too long.
But Keith, I like what he's doing, though. Ron Paulus. 2 weeks ago, we were here, saw Michigan time their blitzes perfectly. Now it looks like Ron's coming out, and he's varying his snap count. Quick count before, a long count there. Of course, you don't want to be charged with a delay of game, but I like what I'm seeing early with Paulus changing up the count.
Delay of game on the offense. Repeat, we're down.
So take away the 5-yard penalty, and you're looking at third down and 9.
Take a look at from behind the defense. Look at the linebackers moving. 26, that's Mays. 93, that's Sword. They're blitzing. They may not be blitzing, but don't let them time their blitz perfectly where they're going to get across the line of scrimmage.
They're creeping.
Here they come.
Now they go, and Paulus, looking around, is flushed out of the pocket and taken down at the 30 and just over the 30 and gets a first down on the run. They flushed him all right, got the pressure on him, but he had some room up the middle, and he picks up a Notre Dame first down.
They had a blitz coming up, the 2 linebackers coming up the middle, but it was picked up very nicely. 28 there is Barry, the fullback, and Ned Rod says, all right, I've got a huge hole. I know I need so much for a first down. I can get it. Big first down for Notre Dame.
He's keeping the linebackers quiet. Gives the ball to Denson. Denson is hit with some impact. Marcus Ray, number 29, was right up in the middle of the mix at about the 32-yard line. Glenn Steele, 81, Josh Williams, 91, and Rob Rennis, the down 3, And then you add to it Copenhagen and Hall and Mays and Sword. That's a very quick group. Second down and 9 for the Irish. And in motion is Nelson. Buckeye Nelson. Give the ball away to Tim Barry, the fullback. And he will lose 2 yards back inside the 30. The umpire today is Ed Manning. Ed Peters is the linesman. Line judge is Tom Hoffman. Field judge Tom Bryant. Side judge Tom Clark. And the back judge is Scott Helverson. It's an all Big Ten group. 3rd and 11. With time, his pass is away, a penalty flag is thrown, and it is incomplete. Malcolm Johnson running under the ball. The referee, Jim Kimberling, threw the penalty flag, looking right at the quarterback. It may be a holding call. No, procedure. If they decline it, it'll be 4th down 11.
Keith, it's important for Bob Davies' crew to get off to a good start. They come in, as you mentioned early on, wounded. I think their confidence level is not as high as it should be, and they can't afford to get behind in this game early.
Michigan's about to get their hands on the ball as Charles Woodson goes back under the punt from Hunter Smith. Jim Kimberling's flag is still laying back there on the ground. He goes and gets it. He may need that.
He won't forget that flag. An official without a flag, you never heard of that.
He's unarmed. Woodson is standing back just inside the 35-yard line. Smith's kick is a low line drive. It's going to bounce. It goes sideways, and Woodson is unable to get to it. And Michigan will have its first possession beginning at about its 33, 34-yard line. So here is the chilly starting lineup for the Michigan Wolverines. They get Zach Adamley back at center, and getting Zach will help the young line that has been holding up well and growing weekly. The receivers include tight end Jeremy Tooman, 6 catches, averaging right at 25 yards a catch. Ty Sheets is yet to step up. The backs, good receivers here too, especially Clarence Williams and Chris Howard. So officially call it the 34, and that's where they begin as Brian Greasy turns and gives the ball away to Chris Howard, and he's across the 35 to the 36. The Irish defense along the front, they're hurting. 7 of 9 from last year injured or graduated. Number 90, Lance Legree, for example, has never played nose guard before this season. The linebackers, they have not been able to stop the run, which reduces your linebackers' opportunity to attack. And the defensive secondary, there's experience there and proven people, but without some front pressure, those DBs are kind of hanging out there. And they have been. Covington and Rossum are relatively small physically. Greasy back, looks quickly and throws quickly, and the pass is incomplete. The pass was intended for Russell Shaw, number 4. Ty Sheets was going down the sidelines on a fly. So here are the numbers for the Michigan starting quarterback, Brian Greasy. Had two very good games to start the season. Now into the lineup for Michigan comes number 7, Chris Floyd. He is the better of the blocking backs. And the Wolverines will go to a 2-back set now, with Floyd and Howard behind Greasy. And passing with time. The pass thrown to the sidelines. It is completed to Howard, and Howard is up to about the 40. But that is short of a first down. So they'll be looking at 3rd and about 3.
The Irish had good coverage, Keith, downfield, and Greasy had to come off to the short man. You don't want to throw it underneath on 3rd and 8 or 9, but nobody was open downfield. Good coverage.
Make it 4th and 3, not 3rd and 3, as I called it. Jason Benson now, who was a walk-on from Troy, Michigan, has been averaging almost 45 yards on 7 punts this season. And he's got another good one in the air, going down the sidelines, and it goes straight out of bounds. done with a single back set. The two wide receivers to the top, and Denson is hit at about the 24-yard line. Autry Denson is a junior from Lauderhill, Florida.
Notre Dame wants to do is come out and run right at Michigan. They don't want to get into a situation like Michigan had 2 weeks ago against Colorado, where they were flying all over the place, throwing the ball around, and Michigan's speed was taking an advantage. They want to run right at him, neutralize the speed of that Michigan defense, and see if they can stop a power Big Ten type of attack running right at you.
Second down and 8 from the 24, and Bobby Brown goes in motion. And Denson is finding a little bit of room as he works his way out near the 29. And here's Lynn Swank.
Okay, one of the stories we need to be aware of about the Michigan defense is the fact that they've only been challenged up to the number of 7. 7, the number of plays that any offense has run against them before they've taken off and let the offense get back on the field. Notre Dame's last possession, they had it 6 plays. Now, they expect Notre Dame to challenge them a little bit more, but one of their goals is to get the offense on the field, not themselves, Keith.
So it's 3rd and 3 for the Irish. Notre Dame has had some 10, 12, and 14 snap possessions in their 3 games. So they can keep the ball. This one is thrown underneath. It is caught by Rakai Nelson, and it's good for a first down. He was 1 yard past the marker. He took the ball, but Sam Sword laid a lick on him, but he kept it in his arms, and it'll be first down for the Irish.
Nice play by Ron. He had plenty of time, looked down the field, and just threw the crossing route to pick up the first down. You saw him there talking to the troops, says, all right, let's keep the ball, move it down the field.
So far, the Michigan defense has not gambled. They had some pressure in the early going when Paulus ran for the first down. They busted that one time, but that's all. Ball is at the 34. To the side. It is caught by Nelson. Charles Woodson was there and hit him almost immediately, but it works to get the ball past the 40 to the 41. Second down and 3. It's Nelson in motion. Here comes pressure. Handed off to Autry Denson. And he's down right on the 40-yard line, and that is a loss of a yard. We are going to see in this ball game, as the day wears on, Tony Driver, who is a 200-pound-plus freshman out of Louisville, Kentucky. And they think he's got a very bright future. He was back there under the opening kickoff, but did not get the ball.
2 of the top programs in college football, Keith. They've got some top players here. We're going to see some of these freshmen today.
3rd and 4 now for Notre Dame. Paulus's pass is away and caught. That'll be close to another first down. The ball was thrown hard, and Bobby Brown, who came into this ball game with 21 catches in 3 games, reeled that one in, and it was a tough catch in front of Tommy Hendricks.
Inside receivers going to break to the outside. You see the yardage marker at the top of your screen, just enough for a first down. Notre Dame's passing the first 3 games has been a short possession type passing game.
So it's first down. Notre Dame at their own 44-yard line. No score in the first quarter, and we've used half of it. And Notre Dame is doing in this game what they wanted to do. They're possessing the ball. Here's the ball coming deep. It's caught at the 22-yard line by Malcolm Johnson. 32 yards on that play. First down at about the 23-yard line. This is Autry Denson inside the 20. Just barely before Eric Mays makes the tackle. So right now, Notre Dame has been able to blunt any pressure from the Michigan defense.
Michigan's been pretty good in the first quarter through 27 consecutive regular season games. Not allowed a touchdown. Notre Dame's problem has not been moving the ball, Keith. It's been scoring points.
Second down and 7. Nelson in motion. Denson the ball behind the line of scrimmage by Marcus Ray, number 29. Marcus Ray, the strong safety, stepping up.
Notre Dame going with a lot of substitutions here, Keith.
Well, I think they just brought in one of those big guys at tight end, didn't they? No, they brought in the pass catcher, Jabari Holloway, replacing Ritter. He's not quite as big as Ritter, and he's a better receiver. He's also a freshman. Pressure coming. Paulus catches pass away. His man is wide open, Bobby Brown, and Brown is wrestled out of bounds down at the 7-yard line. And first and goal for the Irish. Denson to the 4.
It's a good, solid tackle by Marcus Ray, Keith. You called his name a little earlier. He's third on this team in tackles and was up in the leaders last year in tackles. He's just a very good safety.
Glenn Steele came to the sideline just a moment ago for Michigan.
Single coverage up at the top.
Denson has the ball, has a yard, the penalty flag. So Steele is off the field right now for the moment for Michigan. Joaquin Fizel replaces him along the defensive front, and the penalty call is against Notre Dame.
Flags that kill you, Keith. Carr knows what it's like. They lead the Big Ten in the number of penalties, but Bob Davie says we get down there, a good drive, opening, get a holding penalty, 10 yards back. Notre Dame has only been ahead 11 minutes in all 3 of their games, Keith. Of 180 minutes they've played, they've only been ahead 11 minutes. And that's tough when you're playing catch-up and you're playing from behind.
So the 10-yard penalty moves the ball back outside the 15-yard line, just barely. An 11-yard penalty, so it's a second and goal. Holding being point of the foul. Or spot foul. Brown and Johnson are wide to the top of your picture. Both lanky fellows and leapers. Wallace is back, looking into the end zone to the corner. Touchdown! Brown! Jim Sanson for the extra point. Hunter Smith.
Sanson
Hold
the
it.
extra point.
And the kick is good. At 3 minutes and 16 seconds to play in the first quarter, 12 plays, 78 yards, and it's 7-0 Notre Dame.
We continue with the 1997 matchup between Michigan and Notre Dame on the Big Ten's greatest game.
First down and 10, 3:07 to go first quarter. The ball is just beyond the 34. This is Chris Howard carrying the 215-pounder from River Rouge, Louisiana, and he picks up the better part of 5 yards on the play, make it 4, call it second down and 6. Grant Irons, the freshman linebacker, brought him down.
Last week against Baylor, Wolverines rushed for over 344 yards. Howard, Williams, and Thomas. Thomas, a true freshman, going over 100 yards for the first time.
Clarence Williams, the tailback, goes in motion. Very good receiver. Throw back inside, trying to set up an inside screen for him. Notre Dame ate it up. Well, they look like they knew that one was coming. Benny Gilbo was the first man to get there.
Michigan has done that quick screen to the wide out several times, and Greg Madison, the defensive coordinator at Notre Dame, used to be at Michigan. He's coming back, and he should know this offense pretty well, Keith.
Third down and 5.
Talking to Mike DeBoer, the Michigan offensive coordinator, he says, I know what Greg's going to do. He's going to try and stop our run.
So far he has. That pass is complete to Russell Shaw for a first down just across midfield, and so the Wolverines will move the chain. Put it on the Notre Dame 48-yard line where Lamont Bryant made the tackle.
Well, this was a big play for Michigan. They needed to keep the ball, Keith. They needed a first down, and Bryant gets the ball into Shaw. Big first down.
Almost dropped that snap, but he got enough of the string to turn and hand it to Chris Howard, and Howard will pick up about 3 yards. Anthony Thomas, another freshman running back wearing the Michigan colors, had a big outing last week in the win over Baylor. He went for over 100 yards, and they expect to play him quite a bit today.
Here comes Woodson. Now
Charles Woodson in for the first time on offense.
Woodson's been in 9 offensive plays for Michigan in the first 2 games, and 7 of the 9 times they went to him. Either threw it to him or handed it to him on a reverse. See if he's a decoy or they're really after him.
He's at the top of the picture. And Greasy looks at him. Now Brian has to scramble, gets his pass away, and it is incomplete, thrown down the sidelines. And it was thrown in the direction of Jerry Matuman, the tight end. But they covered Woodson pretty well. He was not a factor.
Well, he was a decoy this time. They faked the wide receiver screen right there, and they were going to try to go up the sideline to the tight end. You saw Minor, number 4 there, was looking for him, but good coverage by the Irish.
So it is 3rd and 7. He's still out there, and he's one of 3 wide receivers to the bottom of the picture. Out of the shotgun, pass goes the other way, and it is caught by Ty Streets. So Ty Streets makes a play. First down, Michigan at the Notre Dame 25.
Nice throw by Greasy and a nice catch by Streets. Notre Dame in man coverage from behind the defense. Minor, number 4, blitzing. Throws it over the linebacker. Michigan with a nice drive.
Notre Dame leading 7-0, a half a minute to go in the first quarter. Run the ball into traffic with Chris Howard. And that's 2, maybe 3 yards. Clock is rolling along, and it looks like the first quarter is going to end on that play. The ball is resting at the 22-yard line of Notre Dame in the possession of Michigan. 2nd down and 7 with the Irish leading 7-0. This is Michigan's first threat of the ball game. Shaw to the field. Penalty flag. And a whistle. And did they burn the clock? Or was it a false start?
Dead ball. False start.
False start.
On the offense. 5 yards. 2nd down.
One of those little ticky-tack mistakes that's worth 5 yards, but it can kill you. Instead of 2nd and 7, it's now 2nd and 12. That's the first Michigan penalty.
Mentioned they came in with 21 penalties in the first 2 games. Did Michigan. And Lloyd was telling us yesterday that most of them occurred on the offensive side. Illegal movement, holding. Those things stop drives.
It's Floyd. And back down close to the line of scrimmage. We got close to the 5-yard penalty back. Brought down by Melvin Dansby. Melvin is a senior out of Birmingham, Alabama.
He's the captain of that group, Keith. He's had a tough go of it. He's had knee problems. As his knee drains, he doesn't get to practice as much as he would like to during the week, and he still leads this team in tackling.
3rd and 9 now, and they're in the shotgun. As in, Tuman, Jeremy Tuman, the tight end. Out of bounds at the 10, first down, Michigan.
Michigan is one team that likes to go to their tight ends. Wide receivers here, wide receiver here, but no, they're going to the tight end right here, down and out, man-to-man coverage. spread you out from one side to the next, and then throw to the tight end. Watch my wide receivers, then I'll throw to my tight end on Gilbo number 2.
First down and goal for Michigan. It's Floyd to the 5, to the 4.
Floyd should have been hit and stopped in the backfield that time, Keith. There were 2 or 3 Notre Dame defenders in the backfield. Floyd just kept going and made a nice run out of it.
He leaned it out. He finally got in behind big old Steve Hutchinson, who laid a block.
He doesn't get to carry the ball that much either. No. He's the blocking fullback and a darn good one.
This is Williams. Touchdown. Clarence Williams' grandmother could have scored that one. Big hole up in front. Adamy and Zeman and Jensen. The extra point now from Craig Baker. Ryan Greasy holds it, and the kick is good. So Michigan uses 11 plays, goes 66 yards, and they tie the score early in the second quarter at 7.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
They put the ball on the 2-yard line for Notre Dame. It is first down at 4:13 to play in the first half.
Big series here, Keith. Michigan wants to hold them down here, force them to the punt. And if Notre Dame can just eat up some first downs and some time and get it out and at least punt the ball away, they would have accomplished what they want to do.
But this is an opportunity for the defensive side of the ball to be very aggressive and make something happen. Oh, let's see. They have not done much damage to the Irish offensive front so far. We got 7 of them up there right now, and now 8 as Weathers moves up, and a penalty flag is thrown as Autry Denson tries the right side and is stopped at about the 4-yard line. Jim Kimmeling, the referee. Michigan mistake. 5-yard penalty offside.
Drives coaches nuts, Steve. The penalties after you make a good play. We saw a couple early where Bob Davie was just not ready to crawl out of his skin. You got to remember, they're just 19, 20, 21-year-old kids.
It is now 1st and 5 as the ball comes out to the 7. That's a big difference. Rick Kaczynski, center, over the ball for the Irish. Single back. Denson. Short of the line of scrimmage. Sam Sword. Number 93. It'll be 2nd and 6 now from the 6.
Battle in the line. Sword, number 93, plays off the block of Dowdy. Nowhere for Denson to go. Sword leads this team in tackles.
He has 7 today. Copenhaver, linebackers up on the line of scrimmage. Come his way, then cut it back into the middle, and Denson is taken down by number 56, James Hall. But it's a first down. That's what the offsides did to Michigan.
Exactly. They just want to make some first downs, and they know they're being conservative. They know that they're just running out the clock here before half, but don't be surprised if they go for a big play along here somewhere. down the line.
From the 15, first down. Staying to the ground, staying with Denson to the 20. That's 5 more yards. Ball is given to Denson. And Denson runs into number 93, Sam Sword. That'll be his 8th tackle of the first half. And they'll be looking at 3rd down and 3, long 3.
Equipment help from the official.
Michigan needs a defensive play now. Otherwise, Notre Dame's off the hook at 1:15 to go in the first half. Sword blitzing, pick him up. Inside, nobody. Big play, first down. Kinberry, the fullback. All the way across the 40 and out to the 43-yard line. There is no question but what the story of this ball game is becoming the offensive front for Notre Dame. Time called by the Irish at 1:02 to play in the first half.
So look at the time of possession. Notre Dame doing what they want. So almost a little more than 7 minutes in their favor.
First down, the ball is at the 43-yard line for the Irish. 7-7 time. And now here's Paulus looking to go deep to the sideline. To Johnson. Complete at the 32-yard line of Michigan. First down, Notre Dame.
Nice job by Ron Paulus. Look down the center of the field to keep the safeties in the middle, and then just threw down right at us. Looks in the middle and then comes back to this side. Why he was doing that was to keep the safety, that one right there that just hits him, to the inside of the field. He's been around 5 years. Paulus, his 36th start here today. 9 of 11, 111 yards. A good game.
Same stuff. First down at the Michigan 15-yard line. Malcolm Johnson.
Keith, the offensive line is just giving him all kinds of time to throw. Look at the huge gaping hole that he has to throw through. Kaczynski and Rosenthal.
Where's Weathers?
They're just. Jim Coletto said the other day that they're just going to throw away from Woodson. Woodson kind of grabbing onto the jersey after he got hit in the head.
They wrestle him down at about the 13-yard line. A couple of yards on the play and a timeout, Notre Dame. 30 seconds to play. They're obviously down in field goal range, but they have something else in mind.
Well, it's the offensive line that's setting the tone for this, Keith. Rosenthal and Kaczynski and Wisney and Pettigrew and Dowdy. And then Ron Paulus just taking them down the field.
The football is resting just inside the 13-yard line of Michigan, in possession of Notre Dame. Second down and 7, and you've got 30 seconds remaining. The Irish have 1 timeout remaining. They'll want to protect that probably in case they don't do something dramatic here, so that they'll have a chance at a field goal.
And remember that this drive started on Notre Dame's 2-yard line, so they've come almost the length of the field.
It'll do one of 2 things. It'll give Notre Dame supreme confidence they can handle the Michigan defense in front, or it'll make the defensive people of Michigan mad in the damn Hornet. They'll come out and do something.
I think probably both, partner.
On second down, Wallace wants to throw to the end zone. Throws underneath to Nelson and Nelson's down inside the 5 at the 2. First and goal. That stops the clock. They move the chains on the first down, and they hustle up to the line of scrimmage. 20 23 seconds remaining in the first half. Spike it. Now he's got time to talk.
But I don't think they called timeout. They just spiked it.
Just spiked it.
So he can't over there for too long and talk because the clock's going to start running. Yeah, he's marking it ready for play right now.
So the clock is running. You've got 20 seconds left as Paulus has gone to the sidelines for a protracted conversation with Jim Coletto.
Yeah, this better be quick.
Now Michigan makes 2 defensive changes, and that really muddles up things. And Michigan gets nailed with a timeout.
What Notre Dame did is late they put in their short yardage power offense. Michigan saw that. They wanted to get their short yardage power defense in, and they had to call timeout.
Wolverines have 2 remaining, and we've got 21 seconds remaining. The freshman is on the field. He's up. He's there to a full house. He's on the right side. Arthur Denson's on the left side. And the fullback is Ken Barry. And it's Driver, touchdown. So Driver found a huge hole over the left side of center with Kaczynski and Rosenthal and Dowdy doing their job, and he walks in. So they travel 98 yards to score the touchdown. Sanson for the extra point. Sophomore from Scottsdale, Arizona. Smith puts it down. The kick is up and good. On the ground. Goes right through Williams' legs. You better hope it goes to the end zone, Clarence. Now you've got a penalty flag on the field back up near where the ball was kicked. You've got a penalty flag down where the tackle was made. And you got a mess as far as Michigan's concerned.
Illegal formation on the kickoff on the kicking team. Face mask on the kicking team. We will enforce 5 yards, re-kick.
Obviously, they want them to re-kick. The face mask call down here would mean nothing with only 8 seconds to go. You'd get one long pass maybe, and that would be it. But you'd rather, I think, be in the position of having the possibility of a run back. The fact of what's happening on the field is the offensive line of Notre Dame.
Controlling the clock. Number of plays, Notre Dame has a heck of a lot more plays run than Michigan does.
Low, skimming, bouncing kick, and again it rolls around. Williams gets a handle on it to let it go all the way through, and they take him down at the 26-yard line. And now you've got 8 seconds remaining. You get one play, possibly 2. Tony Driver, the man who scored his first touchdown of his career, is on the kickoff team. He goes down and makes the tackle. So officially it'll be snapped from just inside the 27 of Michigan.
Well, Bob Davies got to be happy with things as they are right now, Keith. He's controlled the clock. His team came in maybe lacking a little confidence, a little shook up. And they're going to go out of this first half on a high as Woodson's in.
At the top of the picture, along with Marcus Knight and Clarence Williams. And here's Brian Greasy stepping away from the pressure and gets flushed out of the pocket and is taken down at the line of scrimmage, and that will do it.
We now return to Ann Arbor for more of the 1997 battle between Michigan and Notre Dame on the Big Ten's greatest games.
And we wanted to get on them early and do something that nobody else had done. I think at halftime, we were up 14-7, so we were feeling pretty good about ourselves, kind of quieting the crowd a little bit. Fortunately for us, we started out great, but just didn't end the game that way because we wound up losing.
Number of plays, Notre Dame has it 39-22. for Michigan. In time of possession, what Notre Dame wanted coming in, they have it almost 8 minutes more than Michigan. Total yardage, 225 yards for the Irish, only 110 for the Wolverines.
With sheet music littering the left side of the field as a result of the band performance at halftime, Notre Dame will kick off to Michigan. Michigan won the opening toss and elected to receive the second half. It's a high short kick, and it's taken at the 16-yard line by Clarence Williams. And Williams bursts out of the pack and comes out to a first down at the 44-yard line, and here's Lynch one.
Thank you, Keith. I talked to both Lloyd Carr and Bob Davie at halftime. In the Michigan offense, Lloyd Carr said, has to make the big play. We've got to find a way to spring someone open to make something happen for us offensively. And Bob Davie said, our success in the first half is based on the fact that our defense has been able to stop the Michigan run. He said, we want them to continue playing the same way. We're not going to change a thing, Keith.
Look for Michigan to come out throwing in the second half, Keith.
From the 44-yard line, there are 3 wideouts, and on first down, go to the air, to the sidelines to Ty Street. White shirts all over the place, but Street is still able to scoot down the sidelines close to the 40 and pick up a first down on the first play. Deke Cooper knocked him out of bounds.
Brian in the first half was 7 of 9 and 71 yards. They had the ball 4 times, Michigan did. Only 4 possessions for Michigan in the first half. They scored on 1 and punted on the other 3.
Put it on the 41 for the first down. This is the single back. High Street down the middle, running for the corner. Touchdown. So, start at the 44 on a good kickoff return by Williams. 2 passes, 41 yards, the second one, and they've got a chance to tie it up. The size of Ty Street beat Allen Lawson. Touchdown play. The point is good, and we've only used 24 seconds of the third quarter. Driver is the deep man for Notre Dame, and he watches it go through the end zone. So Feely killed it, and the Irish will start first down at the 20. Tom Paulus brings the Irish to the line. Suddenly the old house is alive as Bobby Brown goes in motion, and the ball is handed off. Poor tackle in the backfield, and Denson, who could have been taken down for a 2-yard loss, ran right through the arms of the Michigan tackler, Josh Williams.
He said they wanted to make it Big Ten football, and look at him running right up the middle, gaining over 70 yards and 15 carries. They're not getting much running right or left, but Notre Dame controlling the ball, running it right at that Michigan defensive line.
Rennis, the nose guard, just off the right shoulder of Kaczynski, the center. He pops on through the middle, but the ball is dumped off to the outside to Denson, and a penalty flag goes down as Denson is stopped. Let's see about the penalty. Sam Sword getting his 9th tackle of the ball game. It's a hold, and it's against Notre Dame. Hands the ball off to Barry, and Barry, who had one big run in the first half, on second down and 14, slams the ball out to about the 21-yard line. You got to go to the 30 now to get the first down. So it is 3rd and a long 8.
A lot of experience in that offensive line for Notre Dame, and a lot of young guys in the Michigan defensive line.
Paulus back, dumps it off, got a shot at the first down as Denson cuts back upfield, and he's close. Looks like he's got it. Penalty flag is thrown at the 26-yard line. It's against Notre Dame. Shot clock.
Bob Davie cannot believe it. He almost overcame the first holding penalty, and now you're going to get a block for blocking below the waist.
Shot block on the offense, half the distance from the spot of the foul. Repeat, third down.
At third down and 17, mind you.
Just be careful and don't turn it over now. Offensively, you don't want to make a mistake.
Ball is on the 13-yard line.
Dead ball, false start on the offense. 5 yards, repeat,
That quick
third down.
touchdown by Michigan, and now Notre Dame needs to find some boys. They're starting to come apart here under this.
Going in at halftime, Notre Dame had all the momentum, all the confidence coming out. I think they had it, but Michigan kind of got it back very quickly.
I'm not sure everybody knows where they want to go here. They give the ball to Denson. He cuts through the middle and looked like for a moment he might pop out of there, but Adrian Taylor came from the secondary to make the tackle on him at about the 14-yard line. And Notre Dame now will have to punt the ball away.
Ron Paulus doing a lot of checking off at the line of scrimmage, Keith. He's up there, he sees it, he saw that they were set up for the pass. He didn't want to take a chance on making a mistake.
So Hunter Smith, whose last kick was a 53-yarder, needs another big one here as Charles Woodson stands back around the 40 waiting for it. He'll hit it about the 10-yard line.
Balls away, balls away!
Didn't get all of it. Woodson's got a chance. Almost did it. Almost did it.
But great field position for the Wolverines starting the second series.
Well, first of all, he's a dynamic player. Awesome corner. Played a little receiver that game, returned punts. But he was bigger than I thought. Just watching on film, I didn't realize how big he was. Looked like a safety playing corner. But just a tremendous athlete. Could run, could jump, and like I said, could play multiple positions. So it was exciting to watch him. In my opinion, I think we could have played a little better. Probably went at him a little bit more, but we didn't, and he had another great game.
Let's see if they still have the offensive spark. The best starting position of the ball game from the 42-yard line for Williams, and Williams will pick up 9 yards. Corey Minor got the first hit on him outside.
Talking to Mike DeBoard yesterday, Keith, he says, I know Greg Madison, the defensive coordinator for Notre Dame, and I know he's going to try and stop our run and force us to throw. There's Greg coming out the second half. That's what Michigan has gone to, the pass.
3 yards, ball to 33.
Chris Floyd, that's the first down at the 30.
Ryan is 10 of 12, 136 yards and a touchdown. Both these quarterbacks here today, Keith, very bright, intelligent, fifth-year seniors. They know what's going on. They're not going to get rattled at the line of scrimmage.
Throwing on first down, behind Streets. Streets was available. The defender had fallen down, and the ball was thrown behind him. Streets had 6 there, maybe.
Out in front of him, he would have.
Passes away, pass caught by Floyd. And that's a gain of about 3 yards, and that's all. Third down and 8.
blitz here.
First down. Carried the ball to the 17-yard line.
Notre Dame's coming after him. Greg Madison, the defensive coordinator, has got the linebackers coming. The halfback's going to come from this side, so it's going to be an easy read for Brian. He sees the linebackers, everybody's picked, just dumps it over the line. Good blocking by the receiver.
The big freshman back Thomas is in there, 227 pounds. Had 122 yards against Baylor last week, has the ball here. And pounds across the 15 down close to the 13. Michigan trying to untie it right here.
Talking to Greg Madison, the defensive coordinator, he says, I have mixed feelings coming back. He says he's got a lot of friends, not only on the team, but in the city. Recruited for this area for a long time, but said he'd have mixed emotions coming back.
Second down and 7. Floyd. He's got a touchdown. Anthony Thomas and Russell Shaw through the blocks. That got him in. Baker for the extra point. He hooked it, but he got it. It's 21-14 Michigan now. The Wolverines in front for the very first time. 7 plays, 42 yards, a minute and 45 seconds, and it was Floyd who took it in from 14 yards.
We got to get with Lloyd Carr and ask him for that halftime talk. Whatever he said, 2 touchdowns in Michigan's first 2 drives starting the third quarter.
Maybe he said, the rest of the season, you guys are riding the bus. 106,508. That's your crowd. 106,508. That's the 6th largest in Michigan Stadium history. The kick goes through the end zone, and they'll come out to the 20 for the Irish. Down from the 20, and again being very patient with the cadence along the line of scrimmage to still the linebackers. They try the middle, and look at this. They had a hold of him, and suddenly Barry just waited for a half a breath. They turned him loose, and he wound up picking up a little yardage.
Well, now the challenge goes over to the Notre Dame offense and to Ron Paulus to come right back and get a touchdown. This is stuffed inside 79 is Rosenthal, but that middle of the defensive line shutting down that offensive line that had been moving them around in the first half.
Josh Steele was the man that Glenn Steele that blocked his legs. But he still got almost 5 yards. This is Denton and Denson. As a penalty flag comes down, Denson will pick up nothing. And the referee threw the flag. It's holding Notre Dame. So the crowd of 106,508, the average ticket price is $32 a pop. That math's too big for me.
Another penalty and a major one. Check right here as the defensive man slants to the inside. I think the offensive guard's going to grab him. Right there. Now the umpire is right there looking at it. That umpire, he's not watching the game, Keith. He's not watching how pretty the quarterbacks look when they throw the ball. He's looking in the pits there where it's a war every play.
Turns out to be a 13-yard penalty. It'll make it 2nd down and 18 now. The ball is back on the 12. And the Irish spend the timeout.
Didn't have any time left on the clock.
Ball is on the 12-yard line. 2nd down and 18 with 8:13 to play in the third quarter. Michigan leading Notre Dame now, 21-14. to throw. Lets it go to the sidelines, and it is incomplete, intended for Autry Denson. Marcus Ray was all over it. 3 wideouts, 2 at the top, 1 at the bottom. Dump it off quickly to Denson coming out of the backfield, picking his way up the sideline. And he gets up across the 20 and to about the 25, but that's going to be short of the first down. So it'll be 4th and about 5.
Big change for Bob Davies' Irish offensive team coming out. The first 2 possessions, 3 plays and punt. In the first half, they had it for 5 possessions, and they ball controlled it all the way down.
So Hunter Smith will have his 102nd career punt. Right here, it'll be his 5th of the day. Pretty good day. 37 the short, 53 the long. That's a low line drive, but it's got some air under it, and it's going deep. Woodson runs it down all the way back to the 14-yard line, coming around the corner looking for help, and comes back up to about the 25, 26-yard line.
Great punt.
57-yard, 9-yard return. Here's 20.
Well, Keith, if you ask me who I'd vote for right now for the best player in college football, it might just be Charles Woodson. You know, he has such an impact in this ball game. Look at the numbers for Ron Powlus throwing the football. He's thrown 18, he's completed 14, but only twice has he gone at Woodson's side. Now, when you get down to the end of the year, he may be the greatest player in college football with the worst-looking numbers because no one is going to challenge him, Keith.
Won't have any interceptions, and everybody else that they throw at will have a lot of it, right, Len?
First down from the 26th. Jeremy Truman had to look back into a very bright sun. And I don't know that he saw it. It didn't look like he did.
Hey, Bob, you're absolutely correct. At the end of the season, he'll have very few interceptions because they don't challenge him. And I'm not saying he's a guy who's going to win the top award in the country. But you know what? If you've got to vote for the best player, you have to really look at football and not just vote for the numbers. Vote for the impact.
You're singing.
If it were only true.
He's singing to the choir, isn't he?
Yes. I've heard that song before. He knows as well as you and I do that doesn't happen. They don't always vote for the best player. Ball is out to the 40-yard line and a first down. And I'm beginning to think now that old Mo has put on a different colored shirt.
Well, whatever they talked about Michigan at halftime, it's working because the offense and Chris Floyd, that was the same play he scored the touchdown on, Chris, and Mike DeBoer says, well, if it's working, let's go back to it. And they did.
So on the 40, it's a first down with 7:11 left to play in the third quarter. Greasy keeps it and rolls out, gets his ball off to Floyd. Floyd is at the marker and has a first down.
He's a tough kid.
He is 231 pounds, a senior out of Detroit.
Stan Parrish and DeBoer and those guys, they were telling him, tough guy. Here's a play we drew up a little earlier. They have this play. They fake it. Bryant comes on the bootleg. Here's Floyd right here. He's going to sneak out. The other option is the tight end coming deep. This is the play they've ran successfully the last couple of times. They scored a touchdown on it. Now this time they slip him out into the flat.
Chris Howard is taken down for a loss of a yard. So the ball comes back near midfield. It'll be second down, 11. The crowd of 106,508, you multiply that. Well, of course, figure there's 508 freeloaders, right? So maybe there's 1,000 freeloaders, but whatever you figure out about the number of people who didn't buy tickets, you got a $3 million gate.
I figured you were rounding that off to some round number so you could multiply it out. And you,
Clark did it with his computer.
there you go. I knew you didn't do that in your head.
Second down, 11. Greasy's hit as he throws, and it's just beyond the reaching fingers of Charles Woodson, who had slipped in there at the wide receiver position. And Greasy took the hit from Corey Minor, who blitzed on the play. Third and 11. Out of the shotgun.
Well, they come again.
And it's off the hands of Clarence Williams. Williams coming down the middle inside. Couldn't reel it in. And so Michigan now will have to punt it away.
It was a zone blitz, Keith. That was Notre Dame and Greg Madison going to blitzing the outside linebackers and dropping some of the linemen off into coverage.
Got to change your tactics when things start going against you, and they were definitely rolling there for a time for the Wolverines. Exactly 6 minutes to play in the third quarter. One is high, down to the 14-yard line, where a fair catch is called by Autry Denson. So first down for Notre Dame from their own 14-yard line. The offense has been pretty quiet here in the third quarter. Wallace still got it, rolls it, and throws it to the sidelines, and the ball is caught at the 20-yard line. That's a pickup of about 6 yards. Malcolm Johnson. That's Denson. And he's got a first down as he gets up to the 26-yard line. Brought down by Sam Sword, and I got that figured as Sam's 10th tackle of the game.
Yeah, he's been involved in quite a few. It almost seems like he's been involved in more. 10 penalties for Notre Dame to this point, Keith, and only 2 for Michigan. Some of those on the last drive really hurt the Irish.
Slips and falls at the 25, losing a yard. Double wide to the bottom of your picture. Wallace looks the other way and goes the other way and completes it to Malcolm Johnson for a first down. Malcolm Johnson's caught 6 balls for 99 yards. Tony Driver's in at tailback, replacing a limping Autry Denson. First down, Notre Dame, 48-yard line. Driver with the ball, hit right about the line of scrimmage by Clint Copenhaver. Number 43. He's been running all day, and this is the first time he really got his man, because they've been picking him off all day long, but he won't quit.
The defensive team, the front 7 for Michigan, are quick and fast, Keith, but they're not necessarily big. That's what Notre Dame was doing in the first half, running right at him.
Denson is back at tailback. Wallace back. Pumps it. Now throws it to the sidelines, and it's out of bounds, or is it good? They give him the catch. It is Rocky Nelson. At 1 foot in, that's all you need in college football. 3rd and 2. And it is not going to work. Marcus Ray makes the play on Autry Denson. I mean, he had him right on the number.
There's a motion man coming in here. Watches Ray's going to see him, and as soon as he catches it, gets up and forces it. Well, I had the right defensive guy, the wrong offensive guy, but the thought is there. Nice, sure tackle by Marcus Ray.
And on 4th and 2, they'll punt. Punt number 6 on the day for Smith. Low line drive that Woodson lets go and into the end zone and out, and it'll come out to the 20. On first down, Clarence Williams out of Detroit, number 33, 5 yards, maybe just a little more. Williams, a very good receiver out of the backfield, but has not been very effective in that today.
77 is Williams. Tubman blocking on tight end. He's blocking on Bryant. 53. Bryant does a nice job. Throws the tight end out of the way. Sticks his leg out. Blocks up the hole. Watch this, Bryant. He's not going to go down very easily, is he?
2nd down and 4. his way through the traffic and gets it out to the 35-yard line for a first down. Michigan is leading 21-14 with a minute and a half to play in the third quarter. And number 44 for the Irish, Grant Irons, gets up very tenderly. Is brought down by Ronnie Nix.
Nix just in the ball game to take the place of Grant Irons, who went out. Nix is an ex-defensive back who kind of grew out of that position. See a lot of that in college football today, Keith. The defensive backs with speed, moving up to linebacker.
Aaron Shea has come in at tight end now for Michigan. Mark Campbell has come up. Ryan Greasy throws down the middle. The pass is right on the marker for a first down to Aaron Shea, who just came in at tight end. The Michigan tight ends are Tuman 249, Shea 249, and Campbell 253.
It's a play we showed you a little bit earlier. Going to fake the bootleg and come out here. Shea right here is going to come across and get the play. This is something that's tough to cover, Keith, because they run the play so often. And then they come back and fake the play action, bootleg it, and the tight end dragging across.
32, Anthony Thomas in the backfield. There's the deep man. He's got the ball. He was hit right at the line of scrimmage, but he's a 227, 28-pounder, and he just sort of bowled Melvin Danby over and made something out of nothing.
You are watching the 1997 matchup between Michigan and Notre Dame on the Big Ten's greatest games.
The game turned in the third quarter. What did it, Bob?
The opening drive of the third quarter, when Michigan came out, they had good field position, and the pass from Greasy to Streets broke it. Notre Dame took the ball, couldn't do anything. Michigan got it right back and went back down again. And I think what did it, Keith, was Michigan defensively stopping the run and getting the ball back for their offense.
Yeah, they've not had 8-9 play possessions in the third quarter. Let's see about the fourth. It's 21-14. And Greasy rolls it out. Second down and 8. Steps away, now throws, and good catch by Aaron Shea.
Fumble.
Turned the ball over to Notre Dame. So Shea trying to make something with it after making a great catch at the line of scrimmage. Had the ball come out. Lamont Bryant is the man, looked like to me, covered it.
Trying the same play. Bryant does a nice job of forcing Bryant to step up. Shea makes a great catch and then gets hit from behind by Nix, number 34. Big turnover, the first turnover of the game.
So let's see if the Irish now can stem the tide and make the river run uphill from the 47-yard line. First down, Notre Dame, the Michigan 47. Wallace on first down, wants to go big and does. Woodson's over there. Penalty flag thrown on Charles Woodson. Now, he had to have contact. You can face guard in college football. There's another penalty flag, however, back up at the 45-yard line beyond the line of scrimmage, and I think that one was thrown by the referee.
It's usually where holding is called. You should look at what Bobby Brown on Woodson. Yeah, he's got him. Had his hand on him and pushing. Once he's by you, you cannot jam him and touch him. He's by you. You can't put your hands on him once he's by you. But that's going to come back because it was offsetting. I believe there was holding in the backfield.
Holding in the backfield on Notre Dame and pass interference on Michigan. Offsetting penalties, and they'll redo it. And I think that was a break for the Wolverines. Ball is on the 47. Jamie Spencer is the fullback. We got contact.
Dead ball, offside on the defense. 5 yards.
5 from the 42 of Michigan. We're in the fourth quarter now, and it's Tony Driver, the deep back for the Irish. Option. Paulus to Driver. He's got some room. And where did he step out? Not until he had passed the marker and picked up a first down. So he lopes along deceptively fast and moved the chains for the Irish to the 36 of Michigan.
Second time they ran the option, and both times they ran it to the right side, taking a lot of time with the line of scrimmage, wanting to take the time, as much time off the clock as they can.
It's Driver, and hit hard by Josh Williams. Last time Josh had a Notre Dame runner in his arms, he ran out of his arms. This time he nailed it. 2nd and 9 from the 35. Paulus goes down the middle. It's tipped in the air, and it is incomplete. Tipped by Eric Mays, a dropping linebacker, but he didn't get it high enough in the air so that somebody would have a shot at intercepting. So it is 3rd and 9.
Let's take a look from behind the defense. Paulus trying to look off number 41 and then trying to throw over number 26 Mays, the linebacker.
And Nelson will have a first down inside the 20. So again, Paulus has time, and when you have that much time, I don't care how good your secondary is, a good quarterback will meet him up.
Well, what they've done is they've hit this route all day long, Keith, and it's a crossing route by a wide receiver. Here's Nelson. He's just going to come all the way across the field, and Ron's going to let the other receivers clear downfield. It's man-to-man coverage on Whitley. Whitley, number 5, had the coverage.
Ball still got it. To the sideline. Pass complete to Malcolm Johnson. He's far and away Notre Dame's leading receiver on the day. Second and 3. Long 3. Inside the 15 after 13. And Driver tripped behind the line of scrimmage by Eric Mays, and I think Paulus either went the wrong way or Driver was in the wrong place.
No. The 5th-year senior quarterback's not going to go the wrong way. The freshman running back is going the wrong way. You can bet the house on that. Telling me a 5th-year senior leader of his team goes the wrong way. That guy hasn't been on campus more than 2 months.
3rd down and 1 for Notre Dame at very close to the Michigan 10-yard line. And they call time. The freshman Driver stays in at tailback. Autry Denson went out, dinged up. He limped off the field. May be pretty stiff right now. Jamie Spencer is the fullback. And again, Paulus has taken a lot of time. Driver. first down, first and goal at the 6 as Spencer threw the block to get him through there. Spencer, the big fullback. Dragging a sore leg, but getting better weekly.
Behind the defense, it's going to go to our right. Pettigrew and Wisney and Spencer, the three blocking men ahead of the big tailback, and Bob Davie likes what he sees.
First down and goal, Notre Dame at the Michigan 6. Driver at the line of scrimmage. Josh Williams, the first man to get in there. Sword and Copenhagen come to help. But it was Big Josh, number 91.
Watch the pit. Now 91 right there, reaching out and grabbing him. That's Josh Williams. That is a battle in there in that line, I want to tell you.
Second down and goal. Driver to the 4. Sam Sword for Michigan.
The reason Driver is in there, Keith, the freshman, instead of Autry Denson, is that he's bigger, 6'2" and 200, rather than Denson, only 5'10" and 190. So they need the power back in there to get the tough yardage.
14 tackles now for Sword. Spencer is the single back. At the Michigan 4, and Paulus throws. Penalty flag. Pass is incomplete. There's a flag in the end zone. It's against Michigan.
Delay of game on the offense.
No.
5 yards.
Thought the indication originally was against the Wolverines, but they burned the clock. Well, I'll tell you what, that'll make supper taste bitter to Bob Davie if they don't come out of this with something.
Look at the penalties, 9 penalties, and some of them have come at critical times. The 25-second clock is on the scoreboard at the end of the field. Now to see it this close to the end zone,
it's hard to see it.
Yeah, Ron's got to look up pretty good.
Ball comes back to the 9-yard line, and Spencer and Driver are lined up behind him. On third and goal from the 9. He's got open field. Throws. Intercepted. Tommy Hendricks.
Looked like he could have run it in, Keith.
Well, they were closing on him. He might not have made it. But Michigan stopped him.
Ron Paulus talking to Jim Coletto, telling him that I was trying to make a play. I thought for sure I was going to have it. Holloway's going to come across, and 41 is going to cover him eventually. Now he's going to avoid it, sack it out, stop it right here, right there. Look at this. He sees this. That's all he sees. He doesn't see number 41, Hendricks, but Hendricks is going to make the play. Paulus thought he had a touchdown. If he would have thrown it a little bit higher and a little bit more in front of him, I think he would have had it.
Now the Michigan offense better get the defense some rest here as Chris Howard runs the football, not for much. A couple of yards and that'll do it. But the defense has been out there for a long time now, and they've been fighting for their life. And the Michigan offense needs to step up here now, not only give them some rest, but get the ball back up the field.
Yep.
keep Notre Dame away, because the Irish have not surrendered. It's a lot of time. 10 minutes to play.
And that's a tough interception, because Paulus was trying to make a play. He thought he had it, and he threw the ball, and Hendricks just cut in front of him, made a nice play.
2nd down and 7. Behind the line of scrimmage. Penalty flag. Personal foul, Notre Dame.
It's a late hit by one of the Irish, Keith, is what they called. Bob's not happy about it.
The penalty puts the ball, 1st down, Michigan, out on their 32-yard line. That could mean, it could define the outcome of this ball game. That penalty. Notre Dame is at 10 for 92 yards. This is Clarence Williams carrying out across the 35 to the 36. Pick up of about 4 yards on the play.
Let's go back to that last play, Keith, and take a look and see where the penalty may have come. 53 right there is Bryant. And 4, I mean, he was already on the ground. That's obviously what he calls.
Yep. He was on the ground before Miner fell on him.
Yeah, that's right. He was on the ground when Bryant fell on him.
Yep. 2nd down and 6.
Yeah.
It's Russell Shaw dropping the football. Notre Dame says they've got it. Was it a complete pass?
Oh, yeah. Shaw
It was, and it is Notre Dame. Michigan gives it right back to them at the 42-yard line.
We played 3 quarters without any turnovers. And then in the last 5 minutes, we've had 3.
But Johnny Saunders got all over it.
I think Nix is going to knock it out. No, it comes out before.
Came out, he just dropped it.
Yeah, he dropped it.
And Nix and Saunders both got on. And so it's Michigan turnovers haunting them now. 2 in the last 2 possessions. And Notre Dame with another chance. 21 to 14. Michigan leads. 8:46 to play. And Autry Denson is back in the backfield.
Notre Dame has had the ball 16 more minutes than Michigan.
Option. From behind. Andre Weathers. Cornerback on a blitz. Ran down the quarterback. Hawkeyes are going to Ohio State, however, in the next journey. That play run by Denson to the right side, cuts it back for about 4 yards. Not less than that. So it'll be 3rd down and 6.
Notre Dame, Keith, has had 2 opportunities, 2 gifts. They've gotten the ball inside the 50-yard line on their last 2 possessions. They moved it down and didn't get anything out of their last drive. They need to get something here.
Well, this has got to be Paulus's play. It's 3rd down and 6. Deep drop. Knocked down by Marcus Ray. Could have intercepted it. Almost did. And it's 4th down. Intended for Bobby Brown.
Here's a call here. What do you do? You're Bob Davie. You're on the, 38-yard line. You're down by 7.
Yep. They're going to punt it. Try to pin them deep. 7 minutes and 21 seconds to play.
Watch a fake here.
They're also thinking field position. Michigan's offense, after having a big 3rd quarter, has been quiet for the last 2 possessions. Certainly, that's too long. That's much too long. So So it'll come out to the 20-yard line where it'll be first down.
7 minutes, 12 seconds to go. The Irish defenders are saying we knocked it loose the last 2 possessions. Let's do it again. Michigan offensively says hang on to the football and make some first downs. Let's get a drive going.
Chris Floyd comes out as a single back now, and you go double wide to the bottom of the picture. You've got 2 tight ends out on the field. You got a penalty flag out of the referee's pocket on the first snap. So the Michigan offense is very, very ragged right now. It's either fatigue, a lack of concentration, they can't hear, there's something wrong. They're just simply not clicking right now. And that's an illegal procedure call against the offense. 5 yards against the Wolverine.
Illegal motion on the offense. 5 yards. Repeat. First down.
First down and 15. Here's Swanning.
Keith, the Michigan offense is not clicking, but what has not been working all day is a running game up the middle. When their big senior came back at center, Adamy, last week they ran up the middle consistently against Baylor. They tried to do it here against Notre Dame with no success. They've got to take a chance here, keep the ball on the outside, steal the short pass in the air is their best bet, Keith.
First and 15. And penalty flags, the ball rolling on the ground. But it's covered by the Wolverines. Adamy, the center, got it. Snap did not come off cleanly. And it looks like another penalty on Michigan. Is. Well, now the Wolverines are threatening to unravel in the late going.
False start on the offense. 5 yards, first down.
That's concentration.
Well, the ball, the center quarterback exchange wasn't good either, Keith. This is
that's also concentration.
No, you're right. You got to hold your poise right here. You backed up. You fumbled the last couple of times you've had the ball. Somebody needs to make a play here for the Wolverines.
They don't want to throw it. Give it to Chris Howard. And Howard is going to get it out to about the 14 and stop there. They've got to go to the 30 for their first down.
Mike DeBoard, the offensive coordinator, calling the plays. Of course, this team has always been a little bit on the conservative side. Michigan play good defense. Don't make any mistakes. Let your defense go out and win it, especially if you've got a lead late in the ball game.
Well, he hasn't thrown it deep all day. We thought he was going to, but he hasn't. Here goes Howard. That's a pretty good run out to about the 25-yard line. So they'll be looking at third and about 5. And from here now, your perspective can change.
Yes. Now you're in range that you can pick up a first down, 3rd and 5 or 6. Chris Howard, tough running back, reliable. So you want carrying the football late in the ball game.
All right, Chris Floyd is the deep man. Clarence Williams is in at a slot. He's a running back and a very good receiver. And they'll go back into the shotgun on 3rd down and a full 5.
Quick kick.
I want to thank Catherine Morrison for her treat. 90-year-old mama of Bobby Morrison made us the biggest rhubarb pie you've ever seen in your life.
Is that good?
And it was wonderful. So 3rd down and 5, and out of the shotgun. And a fight for it. The handoff got away. And Notre Dame's got the football. And the Michigan offense has come apart in the last 3 possessions.
Trying to run a draw from a shotgun situation. Let's check it out. The ball hits the elbow of the running back. That's Floyd. Quarterback needs to get it down below there. They were awfully close on the exchange.
We think Jimmy Friday recovered it. And here is a golden opportunity for the Irish.
Michigan is giving Notre Dame every opportunity to score here.
First down from the 28 of Michigan. Denson putting every ounce of energy he had into that. Picks up 8 yards down to about the 21.
In the second half, Notre Dame has had the ball 5 times. They've punted the first 3 times they had it. And look, the last 2, they started on the Michigan side of the field, on the 47 and the 42. The first one was intercepted. The second one they had to punt.
They're now in a position with the time on the clock. If they go down, they'll have to make a decision on whether or not to try to win it or just to tie it. I would guess they would just tie it if they can. Wallace gives the ball back to Denson, and he's wrapped at the 20, so he's short of the first down. It'll be 3rd down and about 2.
Brian on the sideline, he knows it's the quarterback's responsibility to get the ball to the running back.
Tim Ritter, big old tight end, a 300-pounder from Omaha, has come in now for Notre Dame at the right tight end position, so they've got 3 tackles over there. That's probably where they're going to go on 3rd down and 2. Denson goes that way, and he's hit. Eric Mays hit him in the backfield. And then he was pinned by Marcus Ray, and they're looking at 4th down.
Here's a big play right here, Keith. Take your time out. Get a good play call. That's smart.
Irish spend the timeout. Well, Michigan trying to ride the back of the defense now and hold on. Notre Dame with 3.5 minutes to play owns the football. 4th down and 2 at the 20-yard line.
They've been successful only 1 of 5 times on 4th down this year, Notre Dame.
Denson is the deep back. Crowd getting into it.
Checking off.
Denson. He did not make it.
What was working for the Irish in the first half, the offensive line, has been shut down in the second half. The defensive line of Michigan was manhandled in the first half. They've stood the test here in the second. Here's the pit. Renas is the nose tackle. Williams and Steele. Sword is there. Hall comes around.
So the Wolverines have dodged the cannonball. Now let's see if they can handle the ball. Not giving it back. This is Clarence Williams. Dodged one man at the 20 and turns it upfield for a 5-yard pickup.
The last 3 possessions for Michigan have all resulted in a fumble on their side of the 50-yard line. And that affects the team, Keith. You darn well sure believe that Michigan is thinking about don't fumble the ball, don't drop it.
And you know that Notre Dame is thinking about it.
Yeah.
Why couldn't we do something with those breaks?
Yeah. Well, they're saying if we could get it out the last 3 times, we'll get another one out.
It'll be called 2nd down and 4. The ball is just over the 25. 2:45 remaining to play. 21-14, Michigan leading. This is Chris Howard. All the way to the Notre Dame 47-yard line. A huge individual effort by Chris Howard.
You got that right, Keith. This play was supposed to follow the guard. It was supposed to be here. He starts, and then he cuts it all the way back to the right side. The guard pulls. It's supposed to be a trap to the outside. Floyd's going that way, and he cuts back against the grain.
That is a 27-yard gain. It is the longest rush of the day for Michigan. Here's Howard again. And a penalty flag is thrown back where perhaps the quarterback was roughed. No, it's a call against Michigan for holding. The way the ball was thrown, I thought perhaps it could have been a rough, but nope. There was a Wolverine holding on.
10 yards, spot on the foul.
In the process of blocking, and the big run by Chris Howard is lost. But at 2:02 to play in the game, even with the penalty, they may have gained just enough on Howard's efforts to stay afloat.
Well, what Michigan wants to do is make first downs and use up the clock. Now, 1st and 20, it's going to be tough to do that. Notre Dame has a timeout left.
1st and 22, actually, because of the spot of the foul, it became a 12-yard penalty. And we're inside 2 minutes. The ball at the 41. This is Clarence Williams. And he loses his footing as he turns it upfield. Well, picks up about 2 yards.
He got outside there, Keith, and he says, one thing I don't want to do is go out of bounds and stop the clock. So that's why he was cutting it back inside.
Now the Irish have to spend their last timeout. And they stop the clock at 1:41 to play. You watch the war, the struggle, the intensity, the effort between these two teams over the years. It's about as good as any. They don't play every year, however, and they have not played in the series since '94. And though Michigan came in as a heavy favorite among those who are interested in such things, it hasn't turned out to be quite the walk.
It's true.
That had been forecast.
I don't think Michigan was as good as most people thought they were, or I don't think Notre Dame was as bad.
No. Here's Howard again, and he's become the individual star all of a sudden. On that 2nd down and 19 carry, he gets it back over on the Notre Dame side to the Irish 48-yard line, where Benny Gilbo brought him down.
What Michigan wants to do now is just make sure you take all the time you can off of the clock before you snap the ball. Notre Dame has no timeouts left.
Snaps it on 2 seconds on the play clock. This is Howard again. Boy, he's turned into something the last 3 or 4 times he's
Tough
had it.
inside runner. Yes, sir. Very reliable.
Our coordinating producer of ABC's college football is Tony Tortorisi. Today's game produced by Jay Rothman, directed by Chip Dean. TD is Gary Larkins, associate producer Margaret Schaefer, associate director Fred King, production manager Scott Silverman, tech ops Jim Licata, Chapman Downs, Jason Lewis, assistant producer Mark Amento, our statistician, and Kelly Hayes, our spotter.
Michigan letting the clock run down. Should be 13 seconds or 14 seconds on the clock. Brian standing right next to the referee.
And now they'll call a timeout, and that is Michigan's last, and the clock stops at 13 seconds to play. And our Chevrolet most valuable players of the game are Ron Paulus for Notre Dame. Ron was 20 of 27, 205 yards and a touchdown, one pick. Michigan's Sam Sword had 15 tackles in the ball game. He was all over the place. Chevrolet donating $1,000 to each school's general scholarship fund to reward outstanding students. And so you look back at this one and you can put it right into the book with the rest of them. Didn't quite go like everybody thought it might, but there were some people, the game, and listening and talking to people who really knew what these two teams were all about, I think the game has gone just about how they thought it might go.
Yeah, as I said, those of us who knew Notre Dame wasn't as bad as their record may have indicated, nor Michigan maybe wasn't as good as being the #1 team in the nation defensively in several different categories. I mean, this was going to be a different test for them.
Well, the matchup was totally different from the two previous games, too. Physically, it was quite striking.
I mean, why can't Colorado throw against Michigan, but Notre Dame can?
Yeah.
No sacks today for Notre Dame.
There's another Michigan team up the road that's pretty good, too.
They may try and pull them off sides.
Michigan State.
There it is.
And they run it, and guess what?
That's a surprise, huh?
Chris Howard gets the first down.
Lloyd Carr on the sideline. I think they had their punting team in there. I think Notre Dame had their punting team in there. And Michigan ran their offense back out.
And ran out the clock.
Great call by Lloyd Carr.
So the Michigan Wolverines continue undefeated, winning their third game of the season. Notre Dame will fall to 1-3. Your final score in Ann Arbor before a crowd of 106,508, 21-14, Michigan.
I think whenever time you have a situation like that, you always say the one that got away, especially since they won a national championship and you were in the game that close with them. I wish we could have at least put some type of points on the board, scored some touchdowns, we would have won the game.
Bob Davie and the Irish would rebound from a 2-5 start to finish a respectable 7-6, while Lloyd Carr and the Wolverines would go on to an undefeated season and a trip to the Rose Bowl, where their victory over Washington State would complete a perfect season and give Michigan a share of the national championship for the first time since 1947. Thanks for watching the Big Ten's Greatest Game.